So from time to time, Pokemon news just kind of piles up, and it's not really video worthy because it's just small little bits of information. Like, if I did a video just saying, hey, by the way, this Friday we have Pokemon news, that would be a pretty crap video, and like there'd be no reason for anything like this. So I have a lot of things that have been going on in the Pokemon community over about the last 2 weeks, maybe 3, I don't know. It just kind of starts going back in there, and then we can try to make a nice, large video wrap-up of all the news and stuff. But I mean, this is the big one right now, that the next time new Pokemon Sun and Moon information will be released is July 1st at 10 p.m. Japan time. Now, I believe I did the time calculations correctly, and this will be 6 a.m. Pacific time. If I am incorrect in the comments, prove me wrong or something like that, then I'll just leave an annotation or I'll make a description edit. But I'm pretty sure, like, last time when it was at 9 p.m., it ended up being 5 a.m. Pacific time. So then you can do your time calculations from there. That means if you are going to be in the East Coast, you just add 3 hours, and then Mountain and Central times or do their own little thing right there. So that's going to be the U.S. time translation. I don't know about you guys over in Europe. Just add more hours until you get it right. But yeah, get ready for some news around then. Might have to do a hype stream. I haven't done a Pokemon hype stream for this in quite some time, so maybe that will be coming. And there's also some more information going around besides this, which is why I felt the need to make a video. Because remember, guys, a couple days later, for the Japan Expo, we have Junichi Masuda releasing some Pokemon information, most likely that for the 2013 Japan Expo, Junichi Masuda held a Pokemon Trainers class, and then it ended up revealing Honedge, so very small little leak right there, but Junichi Masuda is doing the same thing, and people are expecting the same kind of new information, so I'm wondering if it's going to be, you know, the same information that we're getting on July 1st, or if it's actually going to be new information. By the way, Koro will be the week after, and then maybe a bit more information after that. So it looks like we can get a nice batch of information. Maybe we'll figure out what the rival to Yungoos is or something like that. There's just some extra information that'll be coming around. And I think that is pretty cool. So that's checked off the list. In other news, like, this isn't huge Pokemon news, but if you guys have seen a Mega Rubier, I mean, I love the series. Like, Pokemon Golder and these whole series are amazing. I actually ended up getting a cameo, and I think that's like the coolest thing ever. I'm on the wall of graffiti next to Jaywitz as Controversilify, and that works. It has a little question mark, and I find it all in good spirits, man. Like, you can parody me as long as it's like lighthearted. I feel that's lighthearted. You just throw up the dirt face like Verless, Mega Ruber, and then you call it good. And I think that it works out pretty well. So I'm actually honored by this. I think it's pretty cool. The video is fantastic. You should go and check it out. Hopefully I'll remember to put a link in the description below. If I don't, Omega Rubier, and then you will be good to go. I just have like a ton of tabs. So if I click off something, yeah, there we go. All right. So this was yesterday, actually, yeah, June 24th, so I'm recording this on 25th, so not too long ago. There was stuff going on at like a Japan convention. What is it called? Right, Next Generation World Hobby Fair. There's a lot of gaming events going on, and this was actually where we had some Pokemon Sun and Moon information come through, and like Junichi Masuda, he did a nice little blog showing like their huge booth for when it came to Pokemon Sun and Moon, and then they were talking about like all the new information. For Nintendo's booth, I mean, we have the giant Pikachu, and we also, I mean, look at the size of those boxes! I just want to go and take those home and start playing the game. And then they also had a nice little demo set up and all kinds of stuff. 1996, so they had a nice little flow. Pokemon X and Y, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, Pokemon Sun and Moon, and then you also had the virtual console games. So people seemed to enjoy it. Also had some other things going on right here, like Japan-only arcade machines and stuff, I guess. And then Junichi Masuda, always ever so tricky. He's talking about the Pokemon that were found, you know. Oh man, we have, you know, Caterpie, Yungoos, Pichu. I don't know which Pokemon that is when Trade's laid out. And he's like, then I encounter, oh man, I finally encountered it. Sick. Oh no, what could it be? It's Grubbin, because, you know, Junichi Masuda, that's like one of his more favorite Pokemon from this. He loves bugs. He loves the whole bug catching idea. That was like one of the main inspirations behind Pokemon. So he went on the first route, and then he encountered a Grubbin, and it looks like even from that, no new Pokemon have been revealed from this information right here, because it looks like that's everything that's in Route 1. Either that or there's a very rare, like, you know, 1% encounter rate Pokemon that's in the first route that is a 6th or 7th generation exclusive that we don't know about. But we end up seeing the Pichu, which does make a lot of sense because we already know there's Pikachu in the starting island, something like that. So Junichi Masuda, he's happy to have encountered it right there. And then we also have it to where Joe Merrick did tweet out that we get information on the evolutions, because after checking the Pokedex, one interesting thing that happened at E3 is that we didn't get to see Grubbin or Yungoos for the Pokedex, which should have told us how many evolutionary lines there are. So Grubbin, going to be 3 stages. We already know that Pikipek is 3, but Yungoos only evolves once, so it'll just go one time and then it doesn't have like a further evolution after that. Then Joe Merritt came in, currently checking for confirmation, but it seems like that's the only new information, is that Yungoos evolves once, GG, and then it's just a demo of Route 1. So pretty much what we saw at E3, and nothing new from there. Now we can go back to this trailer right here. So it seems like there was a trailer also revealed about like the whole Magearna movie going on, and I haven't been able to keep up with it too much, mostly because it's all like Japanese info and it's all being done through Core and you have to really like figure a lot of stuff out. So since it isn't completely native, it's not like interesting me too much, but it's looking just super intense. So yeah, we have Magearna right here, and people might notice, like, people have already been speculating shiny Magearna, but it wasn't shiny Magearna. That had like these red colors and these wonderful gold colors to it and stuff like that. And it's actually Magearna when it was made, so that shows like a bit from the movie right here with this trailer, is that, you know, Magearna coming to life. Initially, it had like all this new color and stuff going on, and then like over the last 400 or 500 years, however long it's been, you know, Magearna's just kind of turned to a straight up silver color. And then we can figure out that this movie looks freaking intense. Like the villains, the evil guys, like these guys are absolutely ruthless. They want Magearna. Oh yeah, also, you know, there's Zygarde 10%. So we already knew Zygarde was gonna have something to do with this. But there's like a lot of explosions, a lot of fighting. It just looks like an absolutely brutal movie because they want Magearna's soul heart. Because I think if I can go to the Pokemon website, let's do that just to make sure I get all my information straight. Yeah, so we have the information page on Magearna on the Pokemon Sun and Moon website right here. And this was like, Magearna's real body is the spherical construction in its chest called the soul heart, created by scientists who gathered life energy from Pokemon. So I mean, it has the life energy of Pokemon in there, which means there's probably some kind of crazy thing that the evil guys want to do with it if it has that much power, and it can literally bring Pokemon to life. Like, that right there is the soul heart. That is Magearna, and then the rest of it is just like this cool mechanical body that represents it. Then we got to see that it goes from this silver, like, or it's like a silver and gold, but it used to be red and gold and have more of that Pokeball shape, and it used to look a lot more colorful back in the day. So what was that? I believe it was 500. Yeah. So 500 years ago was when Magearna was created. Then we also learned about the Soul Heart ability, that whenever a Pokemon faints whenever a Pokemon in the area faints, it gains special attack by 1. That's pretty crazy. Like, the first things I was thinking were Final Gambit and Memento, that you can Memento, you lose a Pokemon, but you gain a stat and special attack, but you also weaken your opponent's most powerful Pokemon. So I mean, something like, I want to say Whimsicott would absolutely tear it up. You just go, alright, Tailwind Memento, Whimsicott, boom. Tons of special attack, tons of speed, and then things like that. Or you Final Gambit. You lose 2 Pokemon when that happens, so you double your special attack, you trade one of your opponent's Pokemon, and then Magearna goes off. So I really like some of the combos that could be happening right there. So we did get some information about Magearna, and I think on the Pokemon Japan website, they haven't uploaded the new trailer just yet, but I'd expect it to be coming to us soon from like Japanese website. They did do like a Greninja montage, since, you know, it did get the #1 Pokemon. This whole Ash Greninja thing is going absolutely crazy. So we got to see, you know, as it like leveled up and evolved and did absolutely crazy things, then became Ash Greninja and went even more powerful and cool stuff like that. So kind of teasing the upcoming league and just fun stuff. So if you guys are huge fans of this, you probably already know, but there's a lot of hype stuff coming on, and then it just kind of goes into the Magearna movie. Other than that, we are getting really close right here. So Manaphy, that was done yesterday. Sorry if I didn't make a video because you didn't catch up on it, but I've already done like 2. Did I kind of do 3 mentions of Manaphy already for that? So, you know, the whole mythical Pokemon collection is moving on through, and Manaphy's over. We are not quite started with Shaman just yet, but it will be July 1st, so next month is the month of Shaman. I'll try to do a video when it seems relevant. Like I said, just doing these 1-minute videos, like quick, like little, oh, by the way, this, done, you know, it just doesn't seem worth it for a video. That kind of seems like really view baity and stuff, so I don't know about that. However, we get Shaman coming up, and then after that, Arceus will be coming. So that's one of the big ones that people are looking forward to. However, Shaman is pretty awesome. I think it's like one of the more cute. I think it's adorable. I've always liked Shaman since it came out. So it's awesome that we're going to be getting it here pretty soon. And that's kind of it. Also, you know, we're going to be getting Shaman merchandise, Shaman card packs, stuff like that. And then we're going to be able to watch Guillotine the Sky Warrior on the Pokemon website. I actually like that movie. I think there's some cool stuff going on about this, so we gotta wait. Well, how about this? You'll know about the Shaman event when we get the Pokemon Sun and Moon news. So maybe I'll try to like just kind of spritz that in there. Just be like, oh, by the way, grab Shaman while you're listening to the news or something like that, and then we'll be pretty good. And then also, not news, but Junichi Masuda is a very strange man in his own way with like some of the vlogs that he does. You know, sometimes he'll just like click a picture of the sun that's outside, or the moon that's out during the day, and then talk about sun and moon, and then have it be released just a couple days later. But here's the thing about voltage, you know, he's just talking about like American voltage is 120, UK is 250, and then Japan is 100 volts. So he just has a random vlog talking about voltage and stuff, but I'm wondering why he mentions a refrigerator, a washing machine, and cleaner air conditioning specifically. Now, I don't think air conditioning technically relates to Rotom fan, but these are all Rotom forms. I'm wondering if maybe there's just like some fun stuff, just either Rotom was on his mind and he was talking about that, or, you know, he just kind of mixed that in there for fun, or maybe it might hint at a new Rotom, who knows. Either way, Junichi Masuda talked about some weird stuff, and I just found a relationship to Rotom forms right there when just random talk of voltage goes on. So could mean something, could mean nothing. Junichi Masuda just goes off on tangents, but, you know, he's cool like that. And then we also have Cerebi, so I just want to make sure that I had all of the information. Let's go and transition to something that fits on more screen. Sorry if it's really smaller to read, but the Cerebi, like, has everything really spread out. Either way, we all know that poor Simisear ended up getting last place in the Pokemon election, so it's actually going to be given away. Level 5 with Air Balloon, and then we'll have Work Up, Home Claws, Power Punch, and Giga Impact. That's kind of silly. So it's all power-up moves. It's like, hey, you need to get stronger, and then Giga Impact, one of the strongest moves in the game. Now, we know it's not, quote-unquote, the strongest, but when you think about it, you know, it's all about power. It's all about trying to go for an absurd hit. So it's like, hey, let's try to make you useful, you know? Work up, get some stats in you, and then Giga Impact to unleash your full potential. So trying to play it up right there, I think that's pretty cool. The move Work Up was not available in 6th generation, so you get that for 5th gen, from the 5th gen and stuff. I think that's it. Pokemon Go information. Also, some really cool stuff. 2 special fan editions of Pokemon Sun and Moon have been confirmed for Europe. So this is like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire that you guys get like the metal cases. I really want the metal cases, but you guys are going to get it. It doesn't seem like we're going to have any kind of event like that announced at this point. But I think the Steelbook is pretty cool, so that will be making a return for Pokemon Sun and Moon. Also, a picture of the DS right here that we have for Solgaleo and Lunala. I would personally love to buy one, but unfortunately I use my 3DS capture card, and with the capture card, that's not going to be installed on one of those, and then it would put me behind on videos. But it looks pretty cool. I would definitely buy it, but I'm just kind of limited right here. We have a picture on Magearna. I guess we don't get a larger view of that. Either way, that's like the Magearna in its new colors that people were speculating were shiny, but really it's just like brand spanking new out of the box. Pokemon Tournament news about it being in DreamHack Summer 2016. And then other than that, doesn't seem like there's too much else. Pokemon Go Plus, I believe, will retail for $35. I haven't covered anything on Pokemon Go Plus or Pokemon Go at all because I don't own a smartphone. Pokemon Go hasn't been like this super crazy thing for me. So there's probably other channels you guys have been going to. I know Alex Ogloza's been covering it a lot. So he probably has all the Pokemon Go information. I would just half-heartedly spit out some news, but yeah, there's a lot of Pokemon Go information you can catch up on other videos, or I'll just like try to link this Cerebi thing right here that has the information, so you can get your Pokemon Go fix. Also, Pikachu DS. Ooh, that looks pretty. That's pretty cute. I like that. So yeah, just got the Pikachu. Oh wow, that's like the Pokemon Art Academy kind of just like sketched in. Pretty nice. And then some more information. So I think that's it. We're all caught up on the news since we got the Yungoos and craziness going on. So get ready for some Pokemon news, get ready for some Korokoro, and get ready for some more Pokemon news. If you guys enjoyed the video, nice long catching up to do right here. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.